Hey y'all. Today I want to talk a little bit about power and what I mean when I say personal power, and sometimes I refer to it as inner leadership. But what I'm really talking about is a dynamic that was first introduced to me, and it's explained really well in a book that many of you might know, but an excellent book if you haven't been exposed to it, which is Nonviolent Communication. It's a really great book that talks about strategic ways to communicate in ways that actually bring relationship together and don't just utilize defense mechanisms. But I want to talk to you about three elements of power and how power shows up differently for different people, because we have power, which is what I call personal power, we have power over, and then we have power with. And those three dynamics within power are really important for anybody who's in relationship, and we're all in relationship, whether it be with our spouse or our parent or our boss. And knowing when we're in those different power dynamics is really essential. So personal power is defined as the capacity to take effective action to get your needs met. And that is so important for that general feeling of safety, which is critical for us to build off of. If we don't feel safe, it's very hard to do anything else other than defend. And we all know when you're in defense, you're not about communication. So if we feel like we can effectively get our needs met, then we feel safe enough to go on to the next level of power, which is known as power with. And that is the capacity to meet our needs in a way that invites us to invite others to do the same. We know sometimes in circles that I run in, we talk about lack mindset versus abundance mindset. The idea that I need to get mine because there isn't enough, versus there's enough for everybody and we can all share in the abundance. And I think that this power with really speaks to that abundance mindset. And the reason that people are in lack mindset is they are not feeling safe enough. And that has a lot to do with, again, the power dynamic in the relationship that they're in with themselves or other people, depending on the context. And then we have power over, which sadly is, I believe, the way that this culture and our culture as of late, but certainly Western culture as I know it, has taught power, and that is the power to coerce others to give us our needs and or get our needs met through the coercion of others. So it's about control. And power over is oftentimes what we think about, people taking power and being in roles of power. And so really, to my definition, that's when power is in its most sort of yang, most left brain kind of masculine energy kind of manifestation. And that's fine during times of crisis if need be, but to function that way makes us completely imbalanced. It's like we're constantly functioning under the hypervigilance of we're not safe, we're not safe. And unfortunately, that is the way most people are taught to view power. So I want to really change that and offer you that power, personal power, is really your own ability to affect your life and to feel that you have the materials and the strategies necessary to, or an access to those things, in order to really take the actions that you want and need to take in order to create the life that you desire to live. And so when people come to work with me or they come to therapy or coaching, oftentimes they feel stuck. They don't feel they have the agency and or personal power. And so we have to take a look at where did you lose that connection along the way. And sometimes that's a systems thing. It's about things larger than themselves. And oftentimes it's a belief thing. It's about what the narrative they're believing to be true about themselves and their own abilities. So this idea that we have personal power, and if we own our personal power, it creates enough safety for us to have this power with dynamic, which is about collaboration and it's about working together, which my hope is we as a society are coming more into balance with, which again is a hope of mine. And then you have power over. And I just want you to be thinking about what areas of your life do you feel like you either have a power over dynamic with someone else or somebody is in a power over dynamic with you, needing to coerce you or to assert power in order to get their need met, because that will always leave the person in the power under role feeling oppressed, unheard, unseen, and in some way you'll see some kind of manifestation of what would look like a traumatic kind of after effect, so to speak. That's not the proper languaging, but And so we really want to move away from that because it doesn't serve anybody in the long run. Again, those are the types of strategies we use in crisis. And to live like that is not to live in alignment. So a little bit on power. There's a blog post about it if you want to go check it out. Until next time, see ya.